metal. Hello and good day, kids. How we doing? It is Todd from ToJu Racing. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody had a great weekend and got to do some slot carring, hang out with friends and family. You know what I mean? Have fun and not work. Unless you work weekends and then your days off, it's like a Monday or a Friday or whatever, then you know what I mean. It's all good. So I hope everybody's doing well. I did not get to do anything new with slot cars this past week. The state fair was going on. My work was really busy, so I didn't really have any free time and didn't get to do anything. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and take apart this Carrera Richard Milley or Mile, I'm not sure how you say it, probably Milley car, and we're going to do a tuning live. My tuning has changed the way I do things, and we're also going to tune the tires, the new tires here we've got. Some Paul Gauge urethanes. We'll put a new guide on it and all that. And we're going to do that today. So let's move over to the bench here. I'm not even doing an intro today. I'm keeping it super basic. So forgive me while I move here. Hopefully it won't get wonky on us. All right, we're there. All right, let me pull up a bench here. Hope everybody had a great week, like I said. Got some stuff done. I turned a little bit older a couple weeks ago, so that's great. I'm still several years from retirement though. And I can pretty much tell you I'm probably gonna have to work until it actually happens. Hang on, I gotta grab my tea. Phoebe's here, we'll try to get her in on it too. All right, maybe we'll do a live unboxing too. Okay, you probably can't see it, but there's a little bit of roof rash on this car where it rolled. It's amazing that the mirrors and the tail is intact and that tail's not glued on. It's got a little bit of rash there on the sides. Other than that, it's ready to go. It's a beautiful car. These AMGs are super cool. They run really nice. They're an upper tier runner. They're not as good as like the Audi R8 or the C8R Vets. Those two run really well. There's some others that run nice. The Aston Martins are an upper tier runner. Oh God, there's one more I like too, but I can't remember what it is right off the top of my head. No worries. The Kremer Porsche runs really good also. All right, let's see what this looks like. Hair, cat hair, lots of hair. Big piece of lint too. All right, well, let's go ahead and clean this bad boy out. So I did run this on the track, and these tires are super old and brittle, and they did the old thing where it just slipped and they didn't get any traction whatsoever. They don't feel that bad, but they didn't run for crap. So I've got this nylon brush I like to use to clean these bad boys. Oh, this is bad. Wow. Look at all that hair and lint. Oh my goodness. Wow, this really is bad. He probably ran his track on the floor, didn't have anywhere else to do it, and I understand that. It's all good. Gives me something to do. So yeah, work's just been kicking my butt lately, and work is a 4-letter word after all. So I didn't get to do much last week, and then the fair was going on and all that. And had to check that out. The price of what they want for stuff at these fairs is inhuman. They had a Scotcheroo shake. Scotcheroo is if you don't know, it's a peanut butter Rice Krispie thing. Then you cover it with chocolate and butterscotch chips melted and get a nice layer on the top. They're really good. They had a Scotcheroo shake, and it was decent size, but it was like $13. And it wasn't that good. It was just ice cream and some Scotcheroos with a little piece of Scotcheroo on top. Big frickin' deal. You know what I mean? Anyway, all right. Axle doesn't look bad at all. We're going to give it a quick... It's pretty smooth, so I'm just going to give it a quick run with the steel wool. And then we're going to use some metal polish. Like I said, I do this a little different now. And then, of course, we'll true the tires once I put the tires on. So whenever you get new tires, be they Paul Gauge or silicones or rubbers or whatever, give them things a good washing in some warm soapy water. Get any residue off of them that may have come from the castings or the moldings, you know what I mean? Because like these Paul Gauges, a couple of them actually looked wet when I first, you know, pulled them out, and that's no good. So I've got some metal polish here. You can use any kind you like. This is just one I bought a big thing off of on Amazon. It does work pretty nice. I like Wienall the best. It's a one from Germany. There's another really good one too, but I can't remember what it was that Lord Bain, Mike, was telling me about, but I forget. Anyway, but like I said, any will do. But, you know, then just polish where those bearings run. Make it extra nice and smooth and slickery. And it only takes a moment. And look at all that gunk. Those black marks specifically there are from that axle. And then do the same thing to your other side. Anything to make less friction on your axles, you know, that's the idea. All right, and then we'll clean that off on both sides. Yeah, dirty again. All right. I'm going to go ahead and throw the tire truing pulley on it. Here we go. All right, that's ready. And we'll throw the tires on. We're not going to true quite yet, though. We'll get to that in a moment. And then I'll oil and grease it once I actually put it all back together. Let's get the rest of the things ready. Okay, that's ready to go. Let's do the front axle. It's equally dirty. I turned the hot glue gun on, and we're going to put a couple dabs of hot glue on either side of the motor. We'll check the shims since we run magnets here. We'll go ahead and do that right now. Uh-oh. Remember what I said about your screws? Get them all on your screwdriver. Get them out of the way, and you won't lose them. All right. I need Usually you can tell just by the way it looks too. This looks to be right, but we'll double check it. Get that gunk out of there. These braids are fine. We'll just clean them off a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with the braids themselves. All right, now let's clean out that motor compartment. Get all that dust out of there. Could use a mini air compressor down here. Something I'll have to think about. All right, now this part's kind of tricky. I'll use an X-Acto. Make sure it doesn't go flying on you as well, so I like to put my finger over the clip. Yep, it's correct. So we'll go ahead and get that clip back on there. Good. This is the part where it can fly away on you. Let's get your hand in. There we go. There's the click. Good. Put the motor back. Good. Little dot of hot glue. Little dot of hot glue. That way it's easy to remove if you ever have to. You can also use that sticky stuff or double-sided tape. I find the double-sided tape to be a little bit harder to work with when you need to remove it sometimes, mainly because of the residue. And it's definitely a personal opinion thing, but the hot glue works nice. I hate those little spider streamers. There's like those things from The Mist. Did you ever see The Mist? It was a really good movie. Great book to movie. And what an ending. There's also a black and white version that's really neat. Lots of hair around this axle too, but not as bad as those back ones. Black hair. Looks like they had two different colored cats, if I was gonna guess. Wow, this one's really wrapped around it. Big old long hair. All right. So we hit it with the steel wool first. Okay. And then the same cloth that's been treated with the polishing compound. I realize this isn't like the regular show, you guys, so I'm sorry. But like I said, I didn't have any time to get with it. But I wanted to have something up, and I've been promising some videos. But, you know, it's been summer, and I've been busy with work, so I'm trying to enjoy the summer, too. I'm sure you guys understand. But fall's coming. We'll be back to it really soon. We are having race night this Friday, for sure. It's already scheduled, and most of the guys should be here. We'll get some races filmed and get them out next week. And I do got that Sunoco tower over there I'm going to put together. Just haven't done it yet. So, you know, when you build these things, it takes a lot longer to get them done when you've got to film your steps. Kind of like the pit garage. That's why it's not done yet. I've got to do the lighting, and I'm trying to film it. So I just haven't gotten to that yet. You know the deal. All right, this one can go back in. We'll oil it up when we're done. All right, and we'll change our guide out, and then we'll true our back tires. Yeah, I'm sad that it didn't run on the track for beans, because I couldn't, you know, actually get a time. Let's see how we improve after we do our tune. But that's okay. Where's... There they are. This is super easy with the pair of pliers. So that's how I go about it. Then I like to split the braids apart a little bit so they don't get snagged when you're changing the guide, pushing it down in. Phoebe's meandering about. What are you doing, Phoebe? She's scratching herself. 'Cause she's a dog and she can. Not too bad on the dust on the inside of this one. I've had some others that were just atrocious dust-wise. All right. We're ready to do the truing. Let me get everything out the way here. Get out the way. Bad boys running wild. Dun, dun. Everybody likes the scorpions. No, I don't know about everybody. A lot of people. All right, this is the upgraded version, and I goofed. So I put the pulley on the outside of the said bearing when it needs to be on the inside of said bearing. There we go. A minor difficulty. All right. So I like to get this around the axle. All right, and we maneuver bearings into the holders. And you go ahead and put your band on to the pulley. All right, and now we're going to check the height to make sure everything's good. These are little eccentric screws that you can change the height with. And this is to make sure your axle's at the right height. All right, is this plugged in? I do not believe it is. Yes, it is. All right, we're not ready for that. So, all right. All right, that's good right there. And now we'll, where's that nylon brush? Keep your pads clean. The nylon brush works really good on these, on your sanding pads as well. That way they'll work to their maximum efficiency. All right, let's fire this bad boy up. I have a variable power supply. I run it at the high end of 5. Somewhere between 5.5 and not quite at 6. I'm not sure what speed it really should be at, but all right, if you look, you can actually see it starting to work already. I'm not sure if the camera will show that. Let's bring it down. Alright. You can see there where it's starting to get the wear lines. And kicking up the chunks. Patience is a virtue. It's also got a depth gain there, so you can't go too far. I haven't really messed with that much. This is the first pair I've done since the eccentric screws came in. It's looking pretty good. It's got a little bit more on the edges. Okay, it's getting there. See, you can see where this tire still has some spots. I'm gonna clean off my thingamabob here. All right. Okay, let's continue. This one needs a little extra work here. Alright, let's see where we're at. Let me check the height again here. Feels like the left side is just a wee bit lower. That's a little better. All right, back to it. Yeah, you can see it's hitting this side better now. That should fix those little imperfections on that side now. You got to fiddle with it just a bit, but the results are night and day for your car. Still needs a little bit more. Alright. Looks like I wasn't quite in there all the way. That could be why it was a little goofy, but that's alright, we can fix it. We can make it better, stronger, faster. Whoops, hang on. Yep, I knocked that a little bit askew. Looking good. All right, we're just about there. I'm gonna check my height one more time. right then. Some minor configuration changes. This does kind of make a mess. Not bad. But I would try to keep on top of it so you don't get a giant pile of gunk there. We did like 5 or 6 in a row and there was gunk everywhere. All right. We're just about there, guys. Oh, that's a little deep. There we go. Little deep. Hope everybody's ready for the new week. We're in the closing part of summer now. Just a couple weeks left. It's not any fun. I don't want summer to end. We finally had decent weather for the last week or so. Very, very little rain, which is good because we were nearly at the flood stages. But it's still been pretty hot. Last weekend was super hot. But I had a great weekend. Got to hang with Track Girl. So that was cool. Yep, girlfriend trumps the slot cars. Alright. We should be good now. Yeah. Look at them flat tires. Alright. Not flat tires, you know what I mean. Alright, let me fix the camera. That was my Transformers sound. I'm a dork. All right. And before you run this on the track, I recommend giving them a good tire cleaning. If you have like one of the tire truers with just the sandpaper that you can just spin the wheels on, I'd recommend that. I blow them off real good and wipe them, but that's what you need to do. Clear off the rest of this urethane here. All right, now let's snap it in, grease it, and what have you. And then we'll give it a run on the track. Although the track's probably dirty. I haven't cleaned the track in a while because I haven't really been on it. It's one of the things I got to do this week. And our hot glue's dried by now. Just a little bead on each side to keep that motor seated good. I don't think you got to go overboard, but it helps a little bit. A little bit of play there, not enough to worry about. A lot in the front axles. Ugh. Might have to take these wheels off and put some shims in there. You don't want that play in there if you can help it, because as it does that slows you down every time you do a corner. See that? But I'm not going to be able to fix that right now. All right. Let's get a little grease out here. There we go, just a little smidge. I like to kind of put it at the meeting point of the crown gear and the pinion. And turn it a bit, move it, turn it, put it there again. And just roll her around before you start going fast. Get that nice and distributed. Just want to keep those plastic gears lubricated. All right, that looks good. And of course, just a wee bit The oil penetrates really good. You don't necessarily have to put them right above the bearings because then you got to slide it over the bearing anyway, so it's all good either way. All right, this baby's ready to go back together. Just get your wires where they need to be. You don't want them all discombobulated, especially that one. All right, this is good. This is not a candidate for body float, that's for sure. You'd have to trim a bunch of the bottom up. All right. Back together she goes. So do I call this Talking a Tune instead of the Monday Metal Ramble? I don't know. I'm trying to be as entertaining as I can while I'm doing this. I'm not a good multitasker. All right. Boy, this is a good looking car, I do have to say. All of the AMGs are really good looking cars, but this one I like a lot too. Yeah. All right. Let's go take it to the track. Here's Phoebe, everybody. Hi, Phoebe. How you doing there? Walk with me. Oh, sorry. You're okay, Phoebe. You pretty? Are you a pretty dog? Let's get you in here. Phoebe. Gimme. Good girl. Yeah. High five. High five. Come on, high five. High five. Get it up there. You're not doing it right. Fist bump. Good. High five. Yeah. You pretty? You're a pretty girl. Yes, good girl. Yes, thank you. Glad you made an appearance. All right. Let's do a quick lap, sir, on the trackster. Sorry I didn't have this ready, but like I said, we're just doing a quickie here. No, I don't know what this car is set at. I gotta set it real quick. 6 is where we run these. It's probably a 10. It's usually where they're at. The track's probably a little dusty. I'm watching myself a little bit. Runs really good. It's not crazy fast, but it's pretty quick. Clanging good. It's clanging well. And I forgot to actually clean those tires off before I ran it, but that's alright. Oh, there's a wreck. Knew it had to happen. As long as we don't kill the wing, right? There we go. Looks like a little under 6 seconds is the fast. Ooh, nice slide there. Oops, did not mean to do that. Oops, wiped out again. Was not paying attention. A little S-curve technical area is kind of tricky. We've only got a couple laps left here. I did a 10 lapper. Yeah, we're at 6, 7. Oh, we're done. Oh, that wasn't 6 laps. That was tower number 6. 5.87 was my best time. Last time was 6.52. Interesting. Okay. All right, so it ran pretty good, I have to say. So, all right, everybody. I don't have anything for the 5 or anything like that. I hope everybody enjoyed the video and the tuning process. This was kind of a long video, but I knew it would be because it was a tune. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Nice AMG. I'm really happy with this car. It ran really well. It ran fast, but not crazy fast, and I like that. So, pretty cool. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this. Next week, I will try to have a regular ramble for you guys with some info, and I'll get some stuff done this week. We'll definitely have something to go with since we're actually racing this week and all that. So, I'll try to have a couple more videos out soon in the future. So, instead of doing the 5, go check out some new slot car channels. Just type in slot car and go to some ones you haven't checked out before and give them a look. Give them a like, give them a thumbs up. You know what to do. All right, everybody, have a great week. Take care. See you later, Slot Cowboys. Race on, metal.